Hi, it's DelusionDispeller, and it is morning time, and it's time for another recipe. This isn't going to be a super quick one, but it is going to be a really yummy one. This is a recipe for oat flour waffles, and it's great for those that want to go gluten-free, which I'm not gluten-free. I am a non-celiac, gluten-intolerant person, so I can eat a little bit of, or gluten-sensitive, I guess. I can eat a little bit of gluten, but not a lot. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a cup and a half of oat flour. This is a cup measure. And I made this oat flour by just taking oatmeal and blending it up in my magic bullet, which is what this cup here is from. Please ignore the yowling cat in the background. We have a cat that needs a male cat, and we're not mating her, so she's pretty frustrated. Alright. Yeah, hi kitty kitty. Hang on just a second. Hey kitty. Okay, well, she doesn't want me to pet her either, so. Alright, so a cup and a half of oat flour. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That's what I forgot to bring over here. Let's find our baking powder here. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. I always do it like in the palm of my hand. I estimate a little bit. When you've been cooking for a while, you can do that. Hi, kitty, 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 kitty. Yeah. Alright. 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. Again, I estimate because I can kind of tell, but if you don't know, you probably should just measure it. There's a 1/2 a teaspoon of salt. A pinch of cinnamon. Just go bam, pinch. Okay. 1/4 cup of coconut oil or 5 tablespoons of butter. I don't really use that much butter. I don't like using that much butter, actually. So 5 tablespoons, and this butter's pretty firm, so it's probably going to take a lot of mixing, and I will do that eventually here. Let's see, 2 eggs. 2 eggs right here. Break your eggs in there. Just typical eggs. It doesn't really even say any size, so just whatever type of eggs you want. And throw out your eggshells. And then 2 tablespoons of syrup. So I just use regular pancake syrup. As soon as I find where I put it. Oh, pancake syrup. There it is. Pancake syrup. Right here. Or you can use maple syrup, or you can use honey, or whatever you like to sweeten it with, but I like to use the syrup, so just a couple good dollops of syrup, about 2 tablespoons there. You don't have to be exact on that. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I just bought this yesterday at Aldi's. There we go. Has a nice little squirt top. It's fresh because, look, it's not even open yet. Gonna pop that open here. You ever notice how hard these things are to get open? You gotta grab the little tabs, and hopefully you got nails, otherwise you're not getting that open. So, couple teaspoons there. I put 2 in. It says 1, but that's okay. 1, 2. Depends how much you like vanilla, I guess. And then you're technically supposed to mix this separately, but I just mixed it all together. And I don't have an actual electric mixer, so I'm just going to kind of blend this up as best as I can. If worst comes to worst, you can just take all of this and put it in your magic bullet and mix it up. I might end up doing, I don't know. Let's see. So you're going to mix all that up. I know what I forgot. 3/4 cup of milk. Because you need something. Oh, I should probably show you what this looks like here so far. That's what it looks like. You're going to add 3/4 of a cup of milk to this mixture, which will also help blend your butter. So we'll get our cup measure again. Fill it almost up to the top. Leave about 1/4 of the cup empty. And then just mix. Mix it up. Mix, mix, mix. This is how it looks. A little bit lumpy. and that's okay. We're making waffles today, but you can also make these into pancakes if you want. And actually, almost any waffle mix or pancake mix can be used interchangeably to make either pancakes or waffles. So just keep mixing it till it's good and blended. It might be a little lumpy because it is oat flour, and oat flour can be like that sometimes. You can add, at this stage, you can put berries or chocolate chips or whatever, just like a handful of them to give it some flavor. This one I'm not doing anything with because it's fine the way it stands on its own. Alright, now what I have next is this waffle maker. That's my husband getting ready to game. That's what he does in the daytime. Alright, there's the waffle maker. If I can get this to stand up. Alright, sorry for my hand there. Okay, I got some spray here. Just your typical cooking spray. You're going to spray the waffle pan, the top and the bottom, because you don't want it sticking. And just like anything you make, grab something to measure it with. I'm grabbing my same old measuring cup, scooping up some of it. And you just pour it in the very middle of the waffle pan. Because if you pour it all over it, it's going to overflow out the sides and make a huge mess. So now I'm going to take my knife, kind of use the flat edge to smooth it across. And if it doesn't go all the way across, you can always pour more mix in there. And put a little bit more. I probably need more milk than this. It depends how thick you want your waffles. But just put it on over to the sides, like so. Interesting thing to note is, in my first marriage, I really wasn't allowed to cook. My husband claimed that my daughters cooked better than me, so they pretty much kicked me out of the kitchen. My husband at the time, and my daughters. And now that I'm remarried for the third time, I love to cook. And I have my own kitchen. And I can cook whatever I want, and my husband enjoys it when I cook, because he usually likes most of my food. Alright, so now you shut your waffle maker, of course. Put your little safety clip on that, and hopefully, if the waffle maker heated up, which it probably would have done if I plugged it in and kept it plugged in, I'll plug that in and I'll be right back with the finished product. Stay tuned.